Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SQ1 Champions League Week 3 Day 1. I feel like there was a bit of miscommunication there because I'm going to count you in.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, I'm starting. This is my chance.
Introduction, but I'm the player, so it's my job. That being said, I've spoiled the introductions. I'm Viperoon, I'm with CJ, and you're about to watch a fantastic game between two very strong teams. So we've got Bittersweet Gaming returning, trying to bounce back from Week 2, and we've got a new team joining us, don't we, CJ?
We absolutely do. This is Orthrus Gaming, and even though we're not on stream, I feel like we've still got the best games here to cast for you guys. Orthrus Gaming are looking like a very strong contender coming in here. A lot of high elos, a lot of impressive-looking players to go up against BSG, who, as you say, had a very strong Week 1, and we had very high hopes for this team, but then they seem to have faltered somewhat in Week 2. They went down to both GG and BRG, so as far as losses go, pretty respectable ones, I have to say, but losses they are still. So we'll need to see if they can shake that one off against this new challenger approaching.
Yeah, and BSG, of course, we saw them in Week 1. We actually saw them in Week 1 play very, very well and demolish PogChamp, who then went on to have a very strong and respectable Week 2. This BSG look like they have the ups and downs, but they're a very stable team in terms of the players they've got, how they play, their ability. So this will be a really, really good test for the new team coming in to make sure that they can compete at this level. And of course, we've got 3 new teams this week in SQ1 Champions League, and we're lucky enough to see 2 of them today. We'll be watching another one later, which, if you're on YouTube, you can pop along to the next video, and it will be that one, probably.
Oh,
I don't know exactly how they're leveled, but we're going to assume it's that. But I'm really excited to see what this team brings in. Do you know a lot about the players, or are you a little more in the dark about what they're going to bring?
I mean, we're all somewhat in the dark for Orthrus. You can look at elos and op.gg's all you really like, but when it comes down to team play and how these guys synergize together, that's really, it can only be shown on the Rift, and this is going to be the first of hopefully many performances that we will see from Orthrus Gaming to give us an insight into how they work together, where their strong parts are, where the weak points are. If I had to take a guess, just looking on a very surface level, Souvlaki Eater, he has a little bit of a lower elo, less ranked games played, and he is going up against Paka, who is a very solid veteran in this top lane. That could be a weak link for them going in here. And then JG Cayman is a master mid laner, and he is probably going to be taking it to Wizzycodex in that mid lane. So that's probably where we're going to see it. Strong mid and jungle combination, I would imagine, with top lane really playing to just keep himself in the game, be a big force in team fights. So that is, of course, usually Paka's strategy as well. He's very much a team fight player. So in terms of individual player styles, we'll see how they match up. And I think that mid lane is probably going to be where Orthrus want to focus going into this one. I think that the bot lane of BSG is super, super strong. Obviously, Royals was our MVP of the week in our weekly newsletter. I had a wee piece on him in that, and he has been performing consistently very well through their wins and their losses. He has very much been the shining light of BSG, so I imagine that they will be very comfortable going into this match, though, of course, it could go anyway. We don't know these players, and I'm excited to see if they can shake off any nerves coming into this and bring out some flashy plays, maybe some exciting moves for him here as we get into Champ Select.
We are, of course, into Champ Select, ladies and gentlemen. We do have Orthrus Gaming on the blue side for the first ever game in the SQ1 Champions League, and we've got BSG on the red side looking to bounce back from Week 2. CJ, what are you expecting to see in terms of general meta, not necessarily targeted bans? What are you expecting to see being prioritized here in this pick and ban phase?
Well, when it comes to dealing with a new team like Orthrus Gaming, normally the best strategy is to go for comfort bans as opposed to meta. You just want to keep people off their comfort picks, and meta you can deal with. Even if it's a different player name above it, you know how the Silases play and the Kaisers play, that kind of thing. If you know the champion well, you've got a little bit more chance of getting through laning phase easily without getting tripped up by some spicy pocket picks potentially. So I imagine that BSG will be scouting the op.ggs and taking away the most common ones, and the Ezreal that they have taken away is Fair's most played on that AD carry role, so that's not surprising to see. Royals, of course, he is very hard to ban away himself, so pretty much I think that targeting Fair is quite an effective strategy for them, because Royals is never really going to get punished by loads of ADC bans. He's always going to have something else to play, and it looks like on the side of Orthrus Gaming, they've currently gone for the Vladimir. That's a very much a bit more of a meta pick, the Yuumi as well, so they are kind of going for the stronger picks in general, as they do have a little bit more material they can research BSG on. Who knows how much VOD review they've actually done at BSG coming into this one. I like to think it's probably quite a lot. I think a lot of the teams here are taking this very seriously, which I like to see. But I imagine we will see some targeted ADC bans and probably some going towards that mid lane as well, as Cayman is absolutely a very threatening player in this mid lane.
Yeah, one thing I would imagine we're going to see a little bit of bans or consideration is Silas, because he's a champion that, on paper, and it looks like Riot agree, is actually a little bit weaker than they want him in terms of where he sits at the moment in the meta. But from what I've been seeing, and especially not just at my low-level, scrub-level play, but even with talking to higher-level players, talking to people who are floating around some of the more ERL, semi-professional scenes, they still really, really like this champion. I know that Souvlaki Eater, alongside JG came in, I should say, both really like this champion, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see that getting it through this first round of bans, at least with Karma being locked in instantly over on the side of Orthrus.
Exactly, and as you say, keeping on the Silas train, we did see Paka put some respectable performances on that champion as well. I wouldn't be surprised if it was contested. As you say, it would be a pretty strong thing then to pick up right now, honestly. But it looks like Paka, he might go towards that Ken, and this is one of the Paka specials. This is something that once teams have played against Paka enough, it just becomes a permaban after a certain number of games. So this is Orthrus Gaming's first experience of that one. They do have the Karma though, which can easily be flexed into that top lane or the mid lane or the support, in fact. This is risen up to be one of the really strong flex picks on this current patch. Going into a Kennen, Karma's going to be a lot more comfortable than a lot of top laners. So I do like that early pick from Souvlaki Eater, potentially if it does choose to go up there. And then it's been paired with Viper's favourite duo, it's Summoner Taric. You can all hear how happy he is.
You're so much. I was rooting for you. I was like, new team in the... Get him out. Kick him.
Get him out.
Kick him ban permanently. It's just so boring. Like, I know that we've had a little bit of change to these champions. Sona is being hit by Riot in an attempt to, I wouldn't say remove the strategy, but in an attempt to make it less abusive, because it just creates such an easy win condition, and it creates such a boring laning phase in that bot side for everyone involved. We do see Lucian being picked up going over for Royals, and what I'm really hoping is that everyone at Square One is going to watch this game on VOD. They're going to see Royals dismantle Fair and Fury on this Sona Taric. The result could go either way. I'm not going to be biased against the team. Orthrus could go on to win the game easily. We saw it in EU Masters. We saw teams going 0-25 in the bot lane and winning the game with weird combinations, but I want Royal to wipe away this Sona Taric stain from SQ1 for good, and he's got this Lucian, so hopefully he's going to be able to style on a few people.
Yeah, I mean, lest we forget that PogChimp's bot lane that we had in my opinion, the pleasure to cast, maybe not yourself, but they had a Sona Taric bot lane that actually took the advantage and took it to their opponents and were getting kills and pushing down towers and getting plates and being proactive. But as you say, it has been touched by Riot recently. It's not the standard way we expect these things to go. And with Royals on Lucian, this is a lane dominant champion. This is a lane dominant player. Sakura Art still has the freedom to pick what he wants. They have taken away the Thresh from him alongside that Yumi and the Braum. So this has pinched him somewhat in terms of the classic Lucian aggressive lane duo champions like the Braum and the Thresh that you can really abuse your opponents on. But honestly, I would love to see something like a Blitzcrank here, something that you can really just ruin Sona Taric stay with in terms of trying to win the lane. I'm not as biased against that combination as you are, Viper, but that Pike, if that does get locked in, that would be incredibly nice to see. I think this is a good pick for them. This is something where they can take the fight to Fair and Fury, and I don't hesitate, I expect to not see them hesitate to do so, as I now want to see what carries are going to come out for Orthrus. They've got 3 supports. This is a really strong, defensive, supportive. They just need one person who they can go, we all believe in you, and you can run in and do what you want and get that job done. And I think it's going to come down to potentially the mid laner. I think they should put that onus onto Cayman's shoulders. I think he looks like a player who can handle the pressure, as Afterboy has taken that Vi, so it's really just a strong early jungler, someone who can start off fights but isn't necessarily amazing at pushing them through and carrying themselves. We'll see what Cayman or potentially Souvlaki choose to lock in to round out this comp, but they are going to need something that can carry with all the supports they've drafted for themselves.
Yeah, they've drafted a very defensive composition, so it's very, very peely. And looking at how they've closed out this draft with a Vi and Aatrox, that's not what you'd expect typically to be these very carry-orientated champions. Of course, we've seen Aatrox, we've seen Vi, we know these champions can be very, very strong in wherever they need to go. Of course, Karma, Sona do a lot of damage, and Sona in the late game can do hilarious amounts of damage, but when you look at the competition they're going up against, we don't know who we're going to see in that, I assume, mid lane over on the side of BSG. We're just going to wait for that to be confirmed. It's going to be a Lux going in. I worry about Orthrus' comp.
Yeah, so do I. I really like that Lux pick to round off the comp that BSG have taken themselves. They have stuck to their guns. They've built a team fighting comp with big CC buttons, big circles of damage in CC that they can just throw out. Plus, they've got decent pick to start off the fights with the Pyke and the Lux. Royals can be running rampant in that backline, using his mechanical skill to really push the advantage in these team fights. Whereas the side of Orthrus Gaming, they have a press their buttons and run at you comp, which Zone Attack is obviously very good at, plus the Karma to speed them up. Vi Engage is very good for this, Aatrox with his natural movement speed. But when it comes to range in situations like maybe sieging a tower or trying to poke out, trying to dance around an objective maybe, they don't have any options in that regard. They have to press the buttons and run at you, and if they can't do that, they have nothing to offer. And the side of BSG, they've got a Sejuani, they've got a Kennen, they've got this Lux as well. Lucian could just run away. I think it's really, really hard for Orthrus to execute this comp, as we have actually just been dumped out of Champ Slate very quickly. Might be a minor problem with somebody's pick or the swaps. They were swapping quite late in there, but these comps have been already built, so I imagine we will be sticking with what they have locked in. But I think you're right. Orthrus Gaming's comp has one idea, and if they don't manage to make that work, they're going to be a whole heap of trouble against a seasoned team like BSG.
Yeah, it's going to be a real struggle for them in terms of managing to get the damage output out onto the big damages. You've got people like Lux, and I think people don't always consider Lux because she's played quite often as support. They don't consider the amount of pure damage she can lay out. But if you're getting those passive stacks, you're getting your ultimate off, you could decimate teams. And the team that has been built by Orthrus, it's not even particularly tanky. You've got a lot of shields, and I think Sona and Karma could keep someone like a Vi alive for a very, very long time. But if you're moving into, okay, who's going to be killing this Lux? Who's going to be killing this Lucian? You look, and it's like, well, Vi's going to be able to jump in on the backline with our ultimate with some shields on her. You've got Aatrox who can kind of try and fight his way through the front line, but you're not fighting your way effectively for a Sejuani and Kennen in late game if the Kennen and Sejuani are positioned correctly. It's going to be a challenge, and I think the choice of carry was maybe a little bit interesting from Orthrus. Like, we could see the Aatrox go off really hard. We could see the Karma go off really hard early game. We could see the Zone Attack dominate bot. But I would have really liked to see something a little more hyper carry. Of course, we saw Sivir getting banned away, which would have been absolutely perfect in a composition like this. You get rid of the Zone Attack, you put in Sivir and a support. It could even be a Zone support. And then just create the Stampede comp that I have to say every single cast. But you've gone for a Vi. I've seen there are players in Diamond who are abusing Vi at the moment, who are saying she's very, very strong, is very good at early ganking, very good to create early game pressure, and you've got Karma who can create early pressure. But as you said, they're probably not looking to play too much around that kind of thing. You have got Cayman on the Karma, it would appear, which makes the Karma seem like more of a carry-orientated pick. But if you were going to try and concentrate around this mid laner, you'd want him on something that's more likely to be able to be useful going into mid and late game, as opposed to Karma, who's basically a shield bot in those last team fights.
Exactly, and I just don't think that they have the lane matchups to properly push any of the advantages that they need to secure if they're going to be able to win these fights. Suvlaki, obviously, he has a lot of pressure on his shoulders now, being probably the main frontline as Vi is going in trying to pick someone off and isn't really soaking up too much pressure after that. And Aatrox is the one who's really going to be soaking a lot of pressure for the rest of his team. It's a lot of pressure for him to be under, and against someone like Paka, who is on a signature champion like Kennen, I just don't know if Suvlaki Eater is going to be able to have that success in lane to get him to that point that he needs to be at to be relevant in this game. Karma as well falls off damage-wise so hard. You've got a really, really strong mid-game if you can get out of your laning phase well, but after that, it's all of the pressure goes back onto the Aatrox and the Vi. Sona and Tarek do scale up respectably well when it comes to this team fighting, but I think they're going to have a really hard time in against Royals and Sakura Art as well. They've been probably the best bot lane duo I've seen so far in this season of Square One. And I think that they've just made this game really, really hard for themselves. They've got 3 TPs on there, so we might see a lot of cross-map plays coming out of these players, and they're going to need them to try and win these lanes, because they've put themselves in a bit of a hole, and the first thing they have to do is start digging themselves out of it before they can even build up any kind of lead. So this is going to be a tough one for them. BSG, I think they're going to be laughing looking at the comp they've built for themselves and the one they're going up against. This is a time for them to try and reclaim the momentum that they started in week 1, I should say. Try and move up to that 3-2 record before moving on to the stream game later on today. And I think they've set themselves up well for it here.
Yeah, I think I really like what their composition is doing. I could see the Sejuani in the combination with the Kennen then Pike. If you could lock people down and just ult them, you're going to be dealing so much damage. And with Lucian and Lux as there as well, the damage is going to be flying in from all angles. One thing I maybe am looking for a little bit within this composition from Orthrus is the idea of maybe not trying to assassinate the backliners immediately. Because Lux, Lucian, if you can get onto them, especially with Lux, if you can get onto her, she's probably dead, realistically. But getting onto her is going to be quite difficult. But with the Taric ultimate and the survivability that Aatrox brings to the table, as well as Vi, who can be built pretty tanky, and is fairly decent at taking down tanks, all things considered, can you see a composition or an idea where they try and go in on the front line and say, okay, we're just going to fight you front to back. We're not going to try and dive in and leave our own backline really open. We're just going to run in with the Taric ultimates and with all these shields. You won't be able to take us down as quickly as we can maybe deal with the SQ1 and the Kennen and the Pike, who you'd assume would be up in the mix. Because then when it's a 4v2, a 3v2, we're going to be favoured in those matchups, assuming that Royals and Wiz Codex haven't gone super far ahead.
Exactly. I think you're right. I think that front to back might just be the better way to go in here. If they try diving for the back line, they're just going to end up being split up, and Karma, Sona, and Taric really don't have the metal or the pressure to push through a team fight wall to try and keep them alive. I think it's better to just stack them up, abuse the healing, the shields. The Fury's ultimate for Taric is going to have to be very well timed to get away from things like the Kennen ult, but if he can use it properly, then that is the way they're going to win this one, by shredding through Sejuani as quickly as possible. Kennen as well, if Paka goes in. They don't really have that much in the way of extra tank line on the side of BSG. Sejuani's really all they got. Pike's trying to get in and get out. Kennen is trying to go in, press R, and then just hope that he's won after he's done such a thing. And then meanwhile, Royals and Lux are going to be trying to pump out as much damage as they can from a safe distance. And like we say, they do have a lot of speed, and Aatrox is one of these people that if he has the right support behind him, he really can take over team fights on his own using those resets. So that is, I feel, the one way that they can do it. Once again, we've gone back, this is the one thing they can do. They've built a comp that can do one thing, and they have to play it one specific way, then they can maybe win. And it's really going to be so heavily on the early game, I think, just to get them to the point where they can even have a shot at finishing this one off, unless they just get rolled over by BSG, who are playing a comp that they're comfortable in. These are the champions and styles that these people are good at. They know what they're doing. They know how to play them out at all stages of the game. I think that one thing we might see that could be a potential problem, given that they have the Karma and the Sona and the Taric, a lot of supportive healing, BSG, something they impressed me personally with very much in week one, was their calculated aggression and going in at the right time, executing cleanly, and pushing every advantage as far as they could possibly push it without overstepping. In week two, it seems like that might have come back to bite them a little bit. That's why I think their game against GG was such a massive throw. They did have a strong lead, but ended up losing it to GG in the late game. And it's probably due to their aggression coming back to bite them and just being a bit too much and overstepping, not playing it safely enough. I remember in that first game on stream, we had Royals diving in 1v5 on the Kai'Sa, just that amazing tower engage that his team had just go, oh, wait, shoot, I guess we're in now. Dang, let's try and save him, guys. And it worked out for them at that point. But if that kind of thing happens again, that is the kind of thing that really could punish you. If you overcommit for a fight against the Karma, Sona, and Taric, you could easily get it turned around on you. And that's the kind of thing that could lead to another throw, and BSG actually throwing away a game which looks to us right now like it should pretty much be sewn up in terms of the draft. So they need to just keep it contained, rein themselves back in, and just abuse the simple bonuses and the advantages that they've drafted for themselves without getting too excited, trying to close it out too quickly, and end up throwing it away.
It's going to be very exciting to see how these two teams do, ladies and gentlemen. We are just loading into this one, but I'm very excited to see Orthrus Gaming taking on Bittersweet Gaming in this third week, first game matchup. It's going to be fabulous. I can just feel it. Royals was so impressed when we watched him in week one. I'm really excited to see what he can do in game against the Sona Taric composition, which is very quite defensive, quite stable, and see if he can prove that he's a very good marksman player by beating this matchup. Also, keep eyes peeled on Paka in the top lane, because if Sona Taric is able to push up a little bit, I can see Kennen heading down bot with 6 and trying to snowball Royals ahead.
Absolutely. Paka is, as I proclaimed him last time I saw him, he is the king of the cross-map play. This guy loves to use his TP. He knows how to use it properly. As we looks like we're going to get a little bit of a spicy invade here. There were pings out coming from Orthrus pinging the brush. They've not warded it, though, so they are just waiting, hanging back to see them coming in, as BSG are going to try and get an early Pike Hook, maybe an early Lux Binding. And with the vision, the way it works with the walls, this is going to be quite close. Fair needs to not be greedy with any of his summoners here. Always been hit.
Hooked away, and it's going to take a lot of damage. Use that flash late. The Ignite is down. It's going to be first kill over to Wizzy Codex.
That is greedy with the summoners. They didn't choose to ward that brush, and it punishes them immediately. Perfect, pixel perfect hook by Sakura Art. Kill right into Wizzy Codex's pocket in that mid lane. He's going to be very happy with that one. It's going to help him just sit back, have an even more easy lane. As I think mid lane now, when it's just the Karma and the Lux, I thought that it was going to be a bit of a firecracker early just by the players, but now with the champions they've drafted, this is just going to be a long-range matchup, trying to farm it up and support, rotate to their team's plays in the jungle, as now BSG have retreated back to their own jungle, and we've got a little invade from Orthrus. They don't want to let this one get away for free. They might be able to sneak in and take this red buff if Paka can't spot them out here.
Paka is there covering. I think you will see that the damage is being done. He's going to look for a little bit of contest, but I don't think he's going to be able to get that away. Very well played from Afroboy and Souvlaki in order to even up in terms of the buffs that are taken. Obviously not the kill being evened up, but they do manage to turn it into a vertical jungle. Controversial opinion on that invade, as we see Sakura Art and next talent coming in. Fair takes a little bit of damage, flash down. Sakura Art will flash and get the hook onto Fair once again. He's going to go down. Raw's picking up that one. Very, very well played from this bot side.
That is exactly what you want to do against this Sona Tarek. You get right up in them early, you know the down, and Sakura Art actually flashes around the Tarek stun while channeling hook to get that one onto Fair. He goes down again. Royal's picking this one up now, and now they are going to actually invade and get the enemy blue buff, as Vi has stuck around to take those early camps top lane. I was watching her early on the map, just standing still, I guess waiting just to give the impression to BSG that she had left, but is going to try and clear out that top side of the jungle as well, and Paka might have a Vi coming up behind him fast, as he is now rotating off this camp.
Paka is still pushed up, doesn't know that Vi is there. Afroboy might be able to get a good gank, and Paka gonna be running away. The electric hamster ball will be used, and the flash. That's a much safer use of the flash. Just use it immediately and save yourself from death.
Yeah, don't get greedy with it, and just take the flash, take the L, and don't make it bigger than it has to be. He's going to walk away. Paka still has his TP, obviously, and he's in that range matchup. He is going to be fine with this one, just avoiding the gank, as the bot lane is going so heavily in his team's favor already. Royals is a player that once you see him get a little bit of a lead, you can just kind of sit back a little bit and go, oh well, I guess we're fine now. If Royals has got the money, this is a player that can hyper carry us through this game, so they've got to be comfortable as another hook comes out.
Hook onto Fury this time. He's going to be looking to back away. Still has that flash available to him, though, and shields from Tarek. But, yeah, controversial opinion, Fair wouldn't have died twice if he wasn't playing Sona.
More hatred onto the Sona Tarek. Oh, hang on a second.
Jumping it onto Wizzy Codex. He's going to be taking a decent amount of damage from that Karma. You can see the burn coming down from the red buff as well, but that shield should keep him alive. Very, very close, but there we see Wizzy Codex using his flash and staying alive with a sliver of health. Something's being set up in the bot lane. You can see SQ1 on the back. Sakura Art looking to get the hook down. Won't be able to. The flash comes in from straight early, but it's going to be Sona being the sacrificial lamb. Fair picks up her third death of the game, and it's going to be Royals picking up the kill.
I think that we can safely say that BSG is probably going to be Viper's favorite team now going forward, just with how hard they are abusing this Sona Tarek lane. This is what they need to do. That lost flash early is so punishing, and they are just getting that punishment pressed exactly as hard as they need to. It was looking like Royals had run himself out of mana. Sakura had taken a lot of poke, going in for those hooks, and it looks like the health might have been able to stabilize in the favor of Fair and Fury. I actually quite like saying that bot lane duo name, Fair and Fury. That's quite fun. But they did actually just get pushed down by the next talent himself, this Sejuani, coming in and ruining their day for a second time. And now Royals is going to go back on his first buy with 2-0-1, 28 CS. He's got 2k gold in the bank already. This is gone from bad to worse for the spot lane. Top lane, as we can see, a stabilized Paka is a bit down in farm, actually, but he's got that pressure pushing in at least. And now we need to see what Afroboy can do. He has ganked that mid lane. He got the flash top. He got the flash mid. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for Avi's early ganks. But now he's got to get some more, as Sejuani has been always converting these ganks into kills on that bottom side off that early burn flash. And now the Infernal Drake has spawned, and you've got to know they're going to be rotating to this. That is going to feed into BSG's team fighting style, and they've got all the pressure on this bot side. So I want to see what Afroboy can do. Now it's up to him to try and get his team back in this one.
Yeah, he might look around that top side as well, trying to get Souvlaki Ito rolling on this Aatrox, who's going to be a big win condition for them. Paco is looking to get the damage down, looking to get that poke and looking to stay safe while he does it. Nice knock up there from Souvlaki Ito. There's a lot of damage. We see the flash coming through from Afroboy. Souvlaki Ito does pick up the kill. It was very, very close, but as you said, Afroboy, he's needing to do the work to get his team back into this one, and that is exactly how you go about doing it.
That was a beautifully spaced flash there by the Vi. I think that after the Sona from level 1, this game has been a clinic on how to properly use your flash. Paka had a great flash to get away from that gank. Wizzy as well. Oh no, not again.
Next talent looking for a gank alongside Sakura Art. Not going to be able to get it. We'll have to clear out that ward instead, but that looked very, very dangerous.
Yeah, they sniffed it out that time. They had the pink ready, and you saw all the missing pings and the careful pings. I was hang on a second, Lux.
Very clean route there on Afroboy, but now WizKodex might be in trouble. He's on the wrong side of the law with Vi coming in to lay down some justice, looking for the damage. He's got assistance from Karma. Looking to teleport. Souvlaki comes in. Bit of a waste to teleport there as Cayman picks up the kill. Next talent will have to be a bit safe getting out of that one. But Souvlaki Ito, the teleport's now going to be used to try and get into that dragon area so that he's not giving up too much on the top side.
Yeah, that would have been very unfortunate as Paka had just used his, and the fact that Souvlaki almost wasted it early would have meant they'd lost a good advantage, but they need to now commit to this dragon to make sure the teleport is worth it. Lux is very far away, bot lane is rotating up though, and Paka's coming down. He's got that ultimate ready. The dragon's getting very low though.
It's going to be a big fight. Paka's got his ultimate and he is going to use it. Afroboy is going to be caught up, but he might be going down. Look at the other side of the fight. Fair takes down Paka as we see the Lux ult layered in, but now next talent has to flash away. Raw's on a killing spree though, picking up one onto Afroboy. So, neither of the junglers are in a position to fight this now. Sakura Art full health on the top side, trying to shepherd the blue team away from Dragon, but he hasn't been successful. They're going to restart it. This is where the sustain could come in very, very handy for Orthrus Gaming, and the Infernal Dragons could still be theirs. Next talent to Sakura Art looking to contest though as the Sejuani flash.
Ooh, lovely stun.
Lots of damage there from WikiCodex, who's going to pick up the first kill of the fight onto Fair, as we do see the World Ender falling as well. Raw's picking up that one, but he might be the next one on the menu. It's going to be Karma picking up that one as Cayman looking to get some damage on the backside as Tarek tanks up, using those heals, using those shields to get away. Sakura Art very low as well, but it looks like WikiCodex is going to be able to chase on. Won't run the route though, so that'll probably be all she wrote. But Dragon can't be taken. Very, very well played from Orthrus to turn what was a secured dragon over on the side of Bittersweet Gaming into a massive contest.
Exactly, and I think I just cannot sing Sakura Art's praises enough this game so far. His hooks have been on point, a beautiful, beautiful three-man undertow, I think it is, or a dredge line. I don't know. The stun, Pike stun, went through all three people. He flashes across them in front of that dragon. Really excellent setup to let Royals push out that damage and meant that they couldn't secure that dragon. BSG's got to be happy with that just to have stopped it happening. They can now reset. All of the TPs have been blown apart from Fair's as well, and let's be honest, Fair's not much of a factor in this game yet. Still level 4, far away from the ultimate, as Royals has now secured his. Sona and Tarek have to be very, very scared of this lane at this point, as if a single hook lands, you've got to imagine that's death, even though they have a flash up for Sona, just because they have so much damage prepared for this Lucian and Pike. They're freezing the wave nicely, not letting them get any advantage, and the Sona and Tarek are going to be bleeding out gold right now, as Afroboy is just trying to take a little bit more control in this river. BSG, they can slow it down a little bit. They can just calm down, reset, look for another fight, as they are in a pretty good position here. They've got a small gold lead. It's not huge, but with the team they've drafted, all they really need to do is stay even or just about ahead.
Paka looking to take the fight against Souvlaki Ito. He's been engaged on, taken to half health. Look at Souvlaki doing so much damage, not taking any in return pretty much with that sustain from Aatrox. You can still see, even though Bittersweet Gaming are ahead, in this top side, Aatrox is still able to do a lot against Paka, and Paka's falling behind him as well. Sejuani is coming in from behind, so Souvlaki might be in trouble. The ultimate used by Paka to get a start on the tower, but the tower isn't affecting him right now. He's going to use the World Ender for that move speed to try and get away. You can see next talent is looking to chase. The ultimate is available. Looking to throw it, will not land, but the slow might have been enough. Paka looking to get a bit more damage as Souvlaki Ito is taking them on a merry chase. Paka looking to follow up with Sejuani leaving. Look at the bot side now. Fair taken low, Fair taken down. As a side note to this fight, Souvlaki Ito is pretty low with Paka trying to get the fight, but he might still win this one. Dragon goes down to AI Afroboy for Orthrus, and now the fight's moving down towards mid. Afroboy looking low, does get the ultimate onto WikiCodex, but it might not be enough with next talent there. Cayman looking to support, might be able to get a bit of damage down, but it's going to be Afroboy falling. WikiCodex picking up that one. Tower dive on the bot side. Once again, second time during this play-by-play, he has fallen, and now Cayman has been stunned up. It looking like he's in massive trouble. Will go down. WikiCodex on a killing spree, picking up that one. And I think that's all the fighting. Just as a note, ladies and gentlemen, Paka and Souvlaki did not exchange kills in that fight.
That was so much going on. 3 separate fights in every lane just about. Souvlaki, as you say, led them on a merry chase, and eventually Sejuani just gave up and had to rotate to that dragon fight. And I think it was the right call, as they managed to turn that one around in their favor, using all the CC that Lux and Sejuani can bring to bear. While Royals and Sakura Art just killed Fair, he TP's back, and they kill him again. He's now died 6 times in 10 minutes. This guy's having an absolute shocker of a game, and Royals is going to hit that power spike in the mid game incredibly hard. The team fighting for BSG is going to be incredibly dangerous. So I think that really, by this point, Orthrus, they've got to pick their fights incredibly closely, as now maybe they've caught out Sejuani.
Next talent might be in trouble, looking to get to the wall, try and queue over it. Should be able to, and there you go. You see the clean escape there. Back in the top side, Packer looking to go back. Both of them going low. You're not going to out-sustain an Aatrox as a Kennen, so he's going to be backing away from that one. But yeah, trial by fire really is the case with Orthrus Gaming right now. They've come into this one with a complicated team comp, and it hasn't really been working out so far.
Exactly. Trial by fire it may be, but they have picked up the Infernal Drake for themselves, got a bit of fire on their own side, and we were talking about how much pressure is on Souvlaki to shoulders to be a huge factor for their team, and he's actually handling this top lane incredibly well against Paka. He's doing a great job on this Aatrox into the Kennen matchup, and now once he maybe gets to join a team fight once in a while with this Karma Sona Taric to back him up, we might actually see him go off and be able to be the carry his team needs, as now Sakura Art is rotating into the enemy jungle as bot lane is just completely won for the side of BSG. So the pressure is going to be even harder on Orthrus Gaming's top and middle lanes to just stay even, hold on to your towers and plates as long as possible, just try and keep it even so you can allow Souvlaki here to maybe make some sort of comeback in this game.
Afroboy looking towards Packer once again. The ultimate is used early, but it's returned with the Vial. Another knock-up, another snare, but Packer is trying to get out. He's very low. Will go down as Afroboy flashes to pick up that kill in the top side, but Royals is on the bottom side. Look at the Sejuani and Pike once again.
Dear.
Fury is not going to have a good time. Does manage to get the channel of the ultimate down, as maybe a bit of BM went badly for Next Talent and Sakura as they're not able to secure the tower. The culling is prevented by Souvlaki Eater. You see the Rift Tower being summoned topside by the Vi. Wiki Codex gone pretty low against Cayman. Going to be taking a lot of damage, but the ultimate will be dodged out as Cayman should be able to pick up this 1v1 with the shield. Will be able to, and the flash is look at Next Talent, so low. Souvlaki Eater, lovely knockup, won't be executed with the Sakura Art ultimate from Pike, but now Fury might be in trouble. Royals looking for the kill. The hook does land, and he will go down. Royals picking up that one, looking for more on Souvlaki. He does not manage to get it, as only Fury is slain. But now look in the top side, Packer getting a bit of damage. Back down bot. Royals might be in trouble.
Royals.
Looking to get a kill. He's going to be shut down. Souvlaki Eater on this Aatrox, we said he'd be important, and he is having an astonishing game as he looks to chase onto Next Talent, who should be able to get away. Look at the back, there's a teleport coming in. It's not going to be Packer, it's going to be Wiki Codex on the back as this Lux, looking to get a kill onto Souvlaki. The skill shots are not landing, no flash available. She used it in the last fight, trying to get onto this Aatrox. Aatrox turning around, trying to fight with the sustain. That is madness from Souvlaki Eater grabbing up that kill. This man's on fire!
What a beast! Souvlaki here, he is so confident right now. 3-1 and 2 on the Aatrox, he's TP in bot lane. He is solo carrying his bot lane, dragging them out of the laning phase back into this game. As Wizzy Codex had an absolute nightmare trying to hit a single skill shot there. Cayman did win that shutdown. He's probably going to go down to this Ignite. Maybe the shield is actually going to save him there. Cayman taking that advantage against Wizzy Codex.
Packer's probably going down though. He's already taking a lot of damage using the ultimate defensively against Afroboy, trying to get out, but he's on the wrong side of the tower. Will fall to Afroboy in that top side.
Yeah, Packer, let's not forget, he is 0-4 and 2. Really rough game as well. Afro hard focusing him in his lane. The Rift Herald was dropped against his tower, and he did able to TP back to save it. But you got to imagine it's going to go down now. No TP available here. Souvlaki Eater has returned to his domain in that top lane. He is going to push down this tower with ease, as Afroboy is still clearing out the top jungle. As now, this game is pretty much turned into Royals versus Souvlaki Eater. And in that one fight we've seen in that matchup so far bot lane, Souvlaki Eater came out on top. Royals stayed too long. He thought he could do it, but he actually couldn't. Souvlaki Eater.
You always cast a line.
Fair, please.
Fair has been executed. So picking up that one, giving the money over to Royals as well. It's very good fishing here for the Pike in that bot side. He's able to catch a Soda whenever he wants, but Souvlaki might be confident on the tower dive. Will not be looking to get the kill, as he doesn't want to get stunned up under tower.
Afro coming up again.
Oh, look, Afro's up there once again, but it means that the dragon will be taken over by BSG.
Oh, he wants it. He wants it.
Low, Afroboy picking up another kill. The Vi has been very effective on this top side, as Cayman manages to dodge out the hook. This dragon will fall though, evened up with a Mountain Drake.
It seems like wherever the junglers go, they always secure kills this game. Look at Sejuani's score, 0-0 and 8, and almost all of that has just been hard bully circling this bot lane, and that has worked out very well for them, but you have to imagine that Souvlaki on the Aatrox, that scales better into the late game than Lucian does. Lucian is very strong at this point in the game, it must be said. He's got that healing reduction already, plus the Blade the Ruin King building fast into his second item, and he is going to be very strong for the time being. However, if they manage to stabilize, the gold lead has actually shifted in the favor of Orthrus Gaming. If they can keep hold of that and get through these team fights, from what I've seen of Souvlaki so far in this game, I actually have no doubt that he will be able to make a great run at trying to carry this game for his team, and they really need to try and finish this game up and get the lead back in the favor of BSG. As you see, that's what Sejuani is trying to do, throwing that ultimate out. They're trying to break open this mid tower, as now Paka has to go back to his no tower lane in shame with this 0-5 and 2 cannon. He needs to have a better impact in this game, and we really need Royals to step up, because Souvlaki, he's laying down a challenge.
He is laying down mad damage. If Royals can survive, though, he can stop a lot of the sustain that makes Aatrox so rough. Fury is going to be hooked in, taking a lot of damage, rooted when the Lux will fall her own damage. Afterboy turns up to the fight. Now there's 5 members in the mid lane for Orthrus Gaming, and only 4 Packers coming down and looking for the fight here. The ultimate's being led. Next talent is going low as Souvlaki, a world ender, looks for the tower dive, doing a lot of damage on the next talent who might fall. The Lux ult will be enough though, and Aatrox falls without the revive. Now came into trouble. The tower does go down, but that's a second execute from Pyke, and it looks like they're wanting to chase. Packer is there leading the line. Hasn't got ultimate though, has already used it this fight though, as Afterboy looks for the engage onto Packer, as he did doing all game, but Packer this time manages to get out. Nice stun there onto Rolls by Fury though, as another execute comes in for Sakara. It's not going to land this time though, as he falls this time. It's going to be fair picking up the kill, as Afterboy looking to lay down the hurt. Punch first, ask questions later, as he moves forward, getting on to the next talent who's going to fall. That's his second of the fight. Very, very well played from Orthrus to turn what looked like a rough tower dive into an objective at even kills.
Yeah, these long-form team fights, they really do favor the Karma Sona Taric team comp because of that sustained healing and the support you can lay down with shields as well. The Taric ultimate, to start that off, it didn't actually land onto Souvlaki, and that is what caused him to go down. He took so much extra damage, didn't have time to get his revive off. He got very close, but couldn't do it because he never got any of that damage invincibility from Taric ult. So a bit of a misstep from Fury there, and we really need to see him pairing up with Aatrox and on that engage. He is the main person to keep alive here, and you've got to imagine that he's got that circle coming down on him. It's most likely going to catch Afroboy in it as well, because they are both going in, and these are the 2 players who are making such a huge impact in this game, turning around fights and making bad plays into good ones, as Afroboy.
Packer might have been caught once again. Afterboy really has it out for this hamster right now. Gets his another kill, and those 6 kills are pretty much all onto Kennen. 6 deaths on Kennen, 6 kills on Vi. That doesn't lie, as we do see Souvlaki on his own, but the teleport is coming in on the back line. He might fall. The Ignite is already running, and he will fall before Karma can turn up. And now Royals is looking to get another. Does manage to dash away from that center ult, but Fair is there doing a decent amount of damage. Came in now on half health, but you see Lux coming in, as next talent does as well. Sakura getting the execute and might look for a double onto Cayman. Will not land it, but Royals will pick up the kill nonetheless. 2 for 1 for BSG.
Indeed, Cayman trying his damnedest to try and clean up Royals there, but they managed to take down Souvlaki before the support came in. We saw the double TPs, all the support champions coming in to save their boy, but they just couldn't do it fast enough. Once again, Royals and Sakura, this time they are the ones taking the victory against us Aatrox, as Vi was able to push in that tower top lane, but couldn't get any towers off it, and now they have the push in this bot lane for the side of BSG. They're going to actually secure a tower because their carry has survived. Vi needs to be with the rest of her team, I think. If she's not solo killing Paka, needs to be with the rest of his team. This Aatrox and Vi, I think they need to duo up, have Cayman following them around, and just start a goon squad. Because this is a team fight team, and that is all it can do. We've seen that they can win the team fights, but they just got to commit to it. They know they've got one plan. They need to hard commit to this one plan if they want to win. We have things like Dragon coming up. We've got Baron coming up before long, and the team fight for this team is so strong. They're hitting so many item spikes. I want to see them commit to this plan and not try and go into a split push route. It's not going to favor them, even with the TPs. We see the TPs are even down now, and just champions like Lucian and Pyke and Kennen, these are better split pushing champions than the side of Orthrus Gaming. And now that the Baron has spawned, we do see them finally converging up. But Souvlaki, he has TP up, but he's still not with his team, and that could spell disaster if he's not able to come in fast enough.
Sakura are really backing himself here against Furious as he pack on the backline looking to get onto Sona. It's feeder versus feeder in this top side as neither of them will go down. Feels bad to say feeder, but if you look at the scores, you can see where I'm coming from as the fight will kick off as Sakura does manage to get onto Cayman. Next talent looking to get another engage on as he's going to be crescendo. Fair is going low, will go down to the culling. Royals knows exactly how much damage he needs to do to get a kill, and now 5v4 it looks like Baron might be on the menu for BSG. There's still a contest. Look at the bot side. Souvlaki Eater with teleport, but not much else. He's not in the fight right now as we see the fight convert up top onto Afro Boy. Very nice cleanse from him, though. Manages to get out of that one. Now the re-engage might be on. You can see him winding up, but it's not going to be enough. Sakura Art does manage to get the hook onto Fury, but it's not going to be enough to actually start a fight here.
The Baron dance is not good for them. It's not good for them. Look at the damage they're taking, and can still come in. I think that this could actually go incredibly badly. Here it comes.
Afro Boy's on the back as well. This could be very dangerous. You see teleport coming in from Atriox as well. Sakura has to dash out the back. They all have ways of getting out, but they're getting out straight into a void. They might fall to him. No, he's going to be able to pick up a kill. Packer going golden to save his own skin, but now Black Eater looking to get the chase. Managed to land the knock-up onto Rollet and is now invulnerable. Packer has already fallen. Fury picking up that one as the Black Eater leads the charge. Sakura Art does manage to get the hook off to save the rest of his team, but you can't be Baron dancing and playing a sustained fight against Sona, Tarek, and Karma.
Exactly. They killed the Sona to start off the original advantage there, but then it took so long that Sona had just respawned and come back because obviously she's worth no money. The death timer is really short. She can just spawn, speed her way right back over there. They do force the TP out of Black Eater, and admittedly they don't lose the Baron. They don't lose a lot of people. It doesn't go that badly for them. It ends up just being an incredibly extended 1-for-2 in the favor of BSG. So not bad at all, and you see they still have a huge amount of control over the Baron area. It is all in pink wards though, and that's easily cleared out. As you can imagine, Cayman is probably going to do that. He's just maybe just going to recall first, and you've got to imagine the Dragon as well is going to go over to the side of BSG unless Afroboy has something to say about it, maybe.
Looking for a steal, but the hook is there. Sakura Art managed to pick him up and trying to lock him down. Afroboy won't be locked down, but the Dragon will be taken nonetheless. Second Mountain is really going to help melt through this Baron if BSG decide to go for it. It's interesting to see the Sona and the Kennen, I think, are the two champions we've seen. I called them feeders early on in the case of they both died a lot, but you can so easily see where the junglers were focusing and where the focus was this game, because Packer was so shut down by Afroboy on this fight, and in the bot side, next talent on this Sejuani was constantly bot. It's very interesting to see how both these teams decided, okay, we're basically going to let the jungler have full riot of our opposing lane, because we're going to have full riot of the opposite number.
Exactly, and now we see that Orthrus, they have gone back to commit to that Baron. The team fight has gone very well for them. Cayman is actually doing a huge amount of damage on this Karma. He's in the mid-game spike. This is when he is at his best. He's got the big shields, he's got the huge mantra Qs, and we saw Sakura Art get chunked down. If he wasn't Pyke with the insane health regen, that kind of thing can instantly make a fight viable, landing one strong Karma Q. So BSG's got to be very careful, and Sakura Art, he's going and he's landing a lot of good hooks, but he's got to watch his step. Because if he gets hit by a Sona ultimate, he could just get wiped off the face of the earth. Here comes Afro.
Here is the fight, but look how much damage is done. Roars is already dead as the Black Eater is melting through the front line. We see Kennen is next on the menu, Fair picking up that one. And now next talent is looking to lock down and save Lux, the last damage, but Cayman flashes forward, gets the damage, gets the kill. Wiki Codex has fallen. Massive team fight from Orthrus Gaming, and Baron is surely theirs.
That team fight, that's exactly what they need to do. That's their one move. And boy, howdy, did they hit it and did it work. As Sakura Art is now pushed away, he's probably going to maybe go down.
And will probably fall. It's going to be Fair picking up that one, as now it's just next talent there trying to steal the Baron, but Souvlaki Eater doesn't want to give him the chance, wants to cut him down where he stands. Cayman is there as well. Afterboys come over. They really want to kill the Sejuani to confirm the Baron. It's still being ticked over though by the Sona Tarek. Ace for Orthrus Gaming, and their team comp does one thing, but it does it very well.
Exactly, Royals, he just got deleted off the face of the earth in that fight. Afroboy went off into seemingly just a 1v5, but he gets right on top of Royals. Fair flashes in with the Sona ultimate as well, and Souvlaki Eater comes in to clean it up. They finish off Royals instantly, no counterplay involved for him. He did not have his summoners available, and that is what sets it off, because Royals is the only person who can really match Souvlaki Eater in terms of teamfight value right now, and that is just all they need to do. Not even Sakura Art can save that one at this point, and that is the Baron cleaned up. Now, the lack of siege that the team comp that Orthrus has built themselves does not matter anymore because they've got the Baron minions and they've got so much strong engage. Afroboy has proven that he's able to go in safely now. They're strong enough with the Taric ultimate that he can just commit. Obviously fair as well with the long-range Sona ultimate. There's no flash for him now, but it's still a very, very strong tool to catch people out. So BSG, they've really just got to try and stabilize and hold their own base here. Pack's going to do a good job to pick up a top lane tower, but I think that the best thing for them to do is just to wait out this Baron, because we've seen how teamfights go, as now Orthrus Gaming has pushed through that one advantage that they have, and now BSG's just got to calm down, stabilize, wait for the Baron to run out. I think they should be able to hold their base. Losing the other outer towers or inner towers is not a huge blow for them at this stage in the game. Just try and wait it out, and then try and get a better fight for yourselves in the future, as we might see one here.
Afroboy just managed to steal away the red and gets away with it, but now next talent is on him. Packer using that ultimate to try and lock him up, but will only be able to lock him up. Rose is there with the damage as Afroboy will fall. Cayman was there to support, and he will fall as well to the culling, but we do see Souvlaki Eater on the opposite side of the map managing to take down Wizzy Codex on that Lux and get away clean. Recalls are coming up from the other side, but this tower might be gone by the time they get back. Packer will be the first responder on the scene, but I don't know if he's going to be able to take out Souvlaki Eater. Look at him, he's hanging back a little bit. Now he's going in. The Baron minions are going to be doing a lot of damage to that tower if left alone. Next talent comes in, but the tower has fallen. Now next talent being stunned up, but looking to get the damage on. His SQ1 is quite tanky, and here's the ult from Taric. Taric trying to get it onto the Sona, but will not land it, as Fair is now vulnerable. Next talent has got away, but Souvlaki Eater chased away, looking to try and get onto Roz, but Roz is dashing and dipping away, managing to get a lot of damage onto Souvlaki Eater, and will be able to pick up the kill. Fury is low, not being able to get the stun off though, because they are dead, and Sakura Art looking for a stun onto Fair. Fair will go down, as he has done several times this game, but does get a double kill in the process. Next talent has now returned to the fight and might be looking to chase off Fury, who's the last Baron holding member on the side of Orthrus, but Fury gets the kill on him instead. Next talent now, he can be tag as he wants, but he's alone in that front line. You do see Wheezy's Codex on the top side being chased away by Cayman, but he does win this fight against Taric, you have to assume, but there's a lot of healing coming in from the Taric. The stun doesn't land this time, but it's going to be Cayman turning up, as we see Afroboy getting the kill onto his Codex in that mid lane, as now SQ1 is going to fall. It's going to be a kill over by Cayman.
Is that it?
That could be game over to Orthrus Gaming. That was absolutely mad. Fury stayed alive for such a long time in that fight.
I think that might be it. The Abyssal Mask doing huge work for him.
Teleport as well on the bot side.
Souvlaki Eater's got his as well. They're just going to come in, and they've still got 2 dead. They're going to lose the inhibitors at least. They're going to commit to this top lane as well. And Royals, just look at that chunk coming out from the Sona.
Oh, the ult as well, wow. And there's the Death Fair picking up another one on to Royals, as we do see Packer looking to get in, does use the ultimate to get the stun onto 2, but the heal will stop the execute over from Pyke, and now Packer will fall. It's just Pyke on the side, no one else up. Wizkirk does get the ultimate off. He is now going to stand in the way of a win for Orthrus, but it might not be enough. The hook doesn't land, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SQ1 Champions League. Orthrus Gaming, they're looking to pick up another kill before the end of the game. We'll take down next talent, looking for a bit more potentially, but the Nexus is going to fall. Orthrus Gaming come in with a bang.
I think that's got to be the most tilting game for any AD carry main to watch in the history of the world. Fair went from, I think it was 2-9 to 8-10, and ended up at the last point of the game basically just 1v1ing the Lucian, who was 13-5 at the time, with one small heal from Taric that was pretty negligent. Just walked up, chunked him out, turned around, hit the stun, press Q again, and then he dies. That is the power of Sona Taric. That's why Viper hates him so much. And I gotta be honest, I'm starting to see it now, mate. That was pretty disgusting that Fair is able to have such a terrible early and mid game and just come up and just wipe the floor with him in the end there, just using the ultimates and the damage he can chunk out. And, well, I mean, the one thing that Orthrus Gaming could do, they did it. They did the one thing, and they won the game. And an amazing start from them, taking out BSG, who are going to fall to 2-3 now. 3 losses in a row for them. They are really struggling to find their footing again, as now I think Royals, he's walking the line of the hyper-aggression, or the calculated aggression maybe, so closely, and this time we saw him step over it just about as many times as he ended up on the right side. So many times he was going in and getting clutch shutdowns to 1 health, but also he's giving away shutdowns to Souvlaki Eater. He's losing 1v1s to Sona. He's just not able to do as much on this Lucian, perhaps, that plays into his style, where he's always going in, always going to take the opportunity to try and outplay your opponent, when sometimes if your opponent's playing Sona Taric, you just can't really outplay them because they just press the buttons and you die.
it just be like that sometimes. And
It really
I'm happy
do.
that I said at the beginning of the game, I want Royals to destroy this bot lane so no one plays zone attack. Royals was like, okay, Chief, I got you. Destroyed the bot lane really hard. And a lot of that has to go on Sakura as well. Played very, very well on that Pyke. A lot of that game, not even just in lane, going around these early objectives, getting the hooks, managing to zone people out very, very well. But then it got to a point where Fair was like, it's fine. I'll just hit ultimate and then Q and then W. And then everyone around me is already dead because Souvlaki Eater is a monster. And Afro Boy as well, I don't know if we talked about too much in post-game. The man was insane. He went top so much. Packer, who we know is a very, very consistent and strong SQ1 top laner, was completely shut out of that game. He wasn't able to do anything really because every time he thought, I'm just going to step mildly outside of my tower range, there was a Vi punching him squarely in the face. And in the massive team fight around Baron that really spun the game and said, okay, Orthrus are going to be the ones who are going to have the initiative in this game. The engage was Afroboy flashing into the entire enemy team and then ulting the Lucian. But it wasn't even like I'm ulting through the team to get to Lucian. It was I'm ulting Lucian in the middle of all your tanks. Watch me do it. And he's got to have such credit for that. Very, very well played from all of Orthrus Gaming. And I'm really excited to see how they do next.
Exactly, with such an interesting team comp that they've managed to play to perfection here. And as you say, Afroboy was so consistent, came in as well. If we look at the damage charts, he had, I think, the highest damage on his team. But just edged it out over Souvlaki Eater even. He played this mid karma to perfection. He was the perfect support or AP support player that his team needed. Always in the right place at the right time, TPing in to try and help, chunking out really, really impressive damage, using the mid-game spikes that Karma has. And we had this volatile top lane with Souvlaki Eater and Afroboy rolling over Paka. We had the volatile bot lane with Royals and Sakura rolling over the Sona. But then the mid-jungle combination of Cayman and Afroboy ended up kind of almost rolling back to what I said at the start, just kind of accidentally. That is kind of what swung it for me, I think, because both teams had a really strong dominant lane on the side, but the mid and jungle combination of Cayman and Afroboy for Orthrus were just so valuable for their team that they were absolutely, I think, the ones that clinched it for them when so many other things were just kind of exploding and people are dying left and right. But Afroboy is always doing what he needs to do. Cayman is always doing what he needs to do. They're getting the most value they can out of this champions that they have drafted for themselves. And just a really, really impressive performance for Orthrus. And as you say, can't wait to see what they do. I think that our upper echelon has just found itself a new member back.
It could very well be. It's early days yet, ladies and gentlemen, but Orthrus Gaming come in, as I said, in cast with a bang. Thank you very, very much for watching this VOD for the SQ1 Champions League. Of course, this was week 3, day 1 between Orthrus Gaming, who picked up the kill against Bittersweet Gaming. Thanks very, very much for watching from myself, Viperoon, and CJ, and we hope to see you again very, very soon. Make sure to, if you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe. We have new games going up there all the time, streamed games and non-streamed games like this one. It's just a massive party. CJ, do you have anything to say before I hit the stop recording button?
I think you've pretty much summed it up, dude. Thanks everybody for watching. Can't wait to see more games from all of these teams, and follow us on the ride.
Yeah, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you very soon.